If you guys are wondering what I'm having panjiri. Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Bani and today I will be talking about my labor story. So what really I had to go through and what really happened with me in the hospital, I will be discussing it all. And whatever I'm speaking as a story, you will get to see this as a story in the next video, the labor vlog. My due date was 25th May and I was overdue. I did not deliver on 25th May, so doctor gave me this date. She told me if you don't deliver it before 2nd of June or 3rd of June, we will do it on the 3rd of June. So she has fixed my slot in the hospital for the 3rd of June. But my baby was not happy with the date and he wanted to come on June 2nd. So that's when I delivered. So let me tell you how did it all started. So the 1st of June, I had gone to the doctor for the regular checkup. She checked me and everything. Baby's position was fine and she checked my cervix. It was 3 centimeters dilated. And then she told me on 1st of June, the delivery can happen anytime you start feeling the contraction. So if it happens, you directly have to go to the hospital. But if it doesn't happen, then 3rd of June, 10 o'clock in the morning, she has booked my slot. 2nd of June, not really 2nd of June, but 1st of June night, I started feeling contractions. Now what really happens and what do you really feel in contractions? Let me tell you, because when I was not pregnant, I never knew what contraction would really feel. It would feel like a period pain. Simple, plain. Like what really happens during period, the pain that you go through, that's what contraction is. And the whole of 9 months I've never felt any sort of contraction. So that was the only time I started feeling it, and it lasted for 30 minutes. I mean back and forth. It was not like continuous. So I told Tanveer that I think that we should visit the hospital, and if it's like a false alarm, we'll come back. But then we decided to go to the hospital. And I went to the reception. There I gave my details, like my health card, that is what is the main thing, and also like a registration form where they'll get to know that I'm registered to this hospital. So these were the two things that she wanted. And once she checked that, she told me that she can my husband can wait in the waiting room. He's not allowed to come with me. I had to go with the nurse in this common room where she'll check me if my cervix is dilated enough or not, and if my water has broken or not, like the water bag. So when I went inside, first of all she told me to lie naked on the bed, just a sheet on myself. And then the doctor came in, she checked my cervix and she told me that you're just 1 centimeter dilated, sweetie, you have to go back home, wait. And the contraction is also not so high because she had put all the machines on me, whatever that is called, and they were checking two things, baby's heartbeat and my contraction. So like, you have to go back home, but before you go back home, we will monitor you for 20 minutes. We will monitor your contractions, we will monitor baby's heartbeat. And I was stressed, I was irritated because I had to get out of this situation, and I really didn't want to go back home, wait, and then come back and then go through all the situation again. And I was there for that 20 minutes wait where she was checking everything. I started feeling something down there. I started feeling that either I have peed or there is blood coming out of it. And then when I told nurse about the situation, she checked down there and she's like, oh, your water broke, and the happy news is that you don't have to go back home now, you can stay in the hospital. And I was relieved, क्योंकि आज नहीं तो कल करना ही है ना delivery, तो better है जल्द से जल्द हो जाए. I really didn't want to wait at all. And I had the phone with me, so Tanveer was there in the waiting room, I was there here lying down. So we were chatting and I was telling him that this is the situation like. When I told him that water broke, he was relieved too. So what had really happened after that? From there I was moved to a private room. It was like a private room only for me, and then Tanveer could join me. So Tanveer was waiting with all the things, the car seat and all the luggage and everything in the waiting room, and I called him that this is the room number that I've got, so you can come here. So because doctor allowed me that now you can call your husband, and so I called him. So we were together, we were really happy and I was really enjoying, and the contraction obviously stopped for that time and I was enjoying. It was more or less like going out on a vacation, so it was really fun. So it was like a hotel room that I was getting a feel of. That's the weird me inside me. And then what happened was, we were all excited and everything. We were shooting, we were giving a room tour. You'll see the room tour also in that vlog of the room that we got, and everything was fine. The contraction was little here and there and it was all good. I was happy and enjoying. And then what happened was, the contraction became major and the happiness had gone away because I was feeling a lot of pain. So the doctor came in and she checked my cervix again and she told me that now it is 3 centimeters dilated and it is so painful to get the cervix checked. because she actually insert her hand inside you and it is so painful. So she's like, are you interested in taking epidural? I was like, yes, 100% for sure, I want it. She was like, when do you really want to take it? I'm like, now, if it is possible. We were really confused. So let me tell you, if you guys have that confusion, how long would the epidural last? So you don't know exactly when will you deliver the baby, how long the contractions would go. So I asked her the same thing, how long the epidural will last, because if I take it now and at the end of the time if I don't really get the epidural, then what will be the situation like? Then she told me it will be a continuous process. So there will be a tube inserted onto you. They will insert me on my backbone, middle of the backbone basically, and then there is this tube which will be hanged next to you, and the epidural will be inserted in your body the whole time, and after every hour the medicine will be injected onto me, like not really physically, but that dosage will come onto me naturally. You won't feel the pain basically. In short, you won't feel the pain at all, even if the delivery would last 9 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours, you will keep getting the epidural. You will feel the pressure obviously, but no pain. So she told me if you want it, I'm like 100% I want it as soon as possible. And because I was getting the contraction, after every hour the cervix check would happen, and that is very painful. I didn't want it to go through that pain. So after an hour or so, the doctor came in to inject me with the epidural. So the story and the experiences that I've heard, that was really making me freaked out. Why? Because they were like, there is this needle that will go inside your backbone, it is way too painful than the normal injection and this and that, and I started shivering. They'll untie the gown from the back and then they would inject this injection of epidural, and then Tanveer was holding me because I cannot move that time. I cannot do any and I have to stay in that one position. But I was shivering. I started shivering, like literally shivering. My body started shivering. And then he was like, why are you shivering? And I'm like, I don't know. Because of the situation and the stories. Because I have never been afraid of injections. I was all fine. Injection, haan de do, koi baat nahi. Aisa wala situation thi. Through, and when I did get that epidural, it was not painful. Let me tell you, you don't really have to be worried about the situation. It is like a very normal experience that you get into the injections. You just have to stay still. You will feel like a tinge feeling. That's it. Nothing major. And it will last not even for a second. Like the same experience you have with injections. One thing that doctor would tell you is that if you will take your epidural, you will not be able to go to the washroom. You will have to lie down on the bed the whole time. Whether it is 24 hours, whether it is only 2 hours. And I was like, I'm fine with that. And I asked her, what is the situation like if I have to use the washroom? Then there is something that she will again inject in you so that you don't really have to go to the washroom. Yeah, so that's the technical term. But after the epidural, it is all fun and you won't feel anything. I was enjoying my hospital time, and obviously you'll feel the pressure, you will feel that there is something happening, but nothing major. Little bit of the pain you will feel when the contraction is way too high. That is something that you can actually bear. Doctor was coming and she was checking my cervix every hour. So that was another situation. Now the second situation was that they gave me oxytocin. They induced in me. Contraction was not so high and they were really concerned about the baby's health. So they were giving me oxytocin. Then something bad happened. One, she was giving me oxytocin, and that was the fake contractions that was happening. Not really, fake is not the right word, but they induced contraction in me, something like that. What happened was baby's heart rate started dipping because the baby was not able to take the contraction. The ones that was induced, the natural ones, he was able to take it, and the doctor recommended me I should go for the C-section and I should not wait. And I was not prepared. Why? Because twice it has happened in my whole pregnancy that baby's position got changed and it was not at the right position. And only through prayers it came back to normal. And everything was normal. Baby's position was normal. I did not gain so much of weight. So there was no possibility of going through C-section. And then when this happened, I was heartbroken. Requested doctor that I really don't want to go for the C-section. So if we can wait, or if we can stop this extra oxytocin, the extra contraction which is happening, and just wait for my contraction. She's like, no, and this and that. I was not able to understand the situation. I had no other option. Whatever doctor would tell me to do, I would do the same, right? So I was just requesting. So when the doctor told me that we'll wait for another 2 hours, if you don't get the natural contractions, which should be to the level of what they really want, then they'll have to go for the C-section. What happened was, when she went back, when she went out of the room, I and then we were discussing, and I started crying because I was really upset. I never wanted C-section in my life. So I called my dad and I started crying. So basically, I'll tell you something. If I was back in India, I would have eaten a lot. That's what I think. I would have enjoyed my pregnancy way more than what I did here. I was doing all the work. I made sure that I should not gain so much of weight and stuff. So I was like, I told my dad, अगर मेरा C-section ही होना था तो बेटर होता ना, मैं इंडिया में ही होती, आराम से खाती वाती मोटी हो जाती अच्छी खासी, और फिर तो C-section ही होता है मोटे होकर, तो वही ठीक था। मैंने कहा बच्चे की पोजीशन भी नॉर्मल आ चुकी है और सब कुछ नॉर्मल आ चुका है, अब C-section मैं तो नहीं करूंगी, मैं तो एंड आई स्टार्टेड फाइटिंग विद गॉड लाइक आई डू ऑल द टाइम इफ समथिंग रॉन्ग हैपेंस इन माय लाइफ। टोल्ड माय डैड दैट you do something, you do all the prayers that you know in life, and then I really don't want to go through this because I'll be too upset if I had to go through the cesarean option. तो मैं अपने पापा से बात कर रही थी, मैं इतना ज्यादा रोने लग गई, इतना ज्यादा, मतलब I started howling and stuff, एंड नर्स जो थी ना वो इतना मेजरली डर गई ना, उसने कहा पता नहीं इसका C-section हो रहा है या इसका मर्डर ही करने वाले हैं, क्या हो रहा है। तो वो रूम से बाहर चली गई और मैं पापा से मैंने कहा C-section ही होना था, मैं इंडिया में ही हो जाती, मैं खाना खा लेती इतना सारा, मोटी हो जाती अगर मेरा C-section ही था, तो मैंने इतना वेट भी अपना मेंटेन रखा, सब कुछ, और बेबी की पोजीशन भी परफेक्ट है, मैं क्यों C-section में जाऊं, ये वो। द डॉक्टर, व्हेन द नर्स केम बैक आफ्टर half an hour or so, she came with the doctor, and till that time I was little fine and the tears were not there, but I was way too sad. And the doctor is like, obviously nurse would have told the doctor that she's crying and stuff. So the doctor was like, see, we will not force you with the C-section, and अगर आप मना करोगे, अगर आपका consent नहीं है, हम C-section नहीं करेंगे, but then it is really risky for your baby. So obviously I'm confused because I don't want to go for the C-section, but also I don't want to risk my baby's health, baby's life. So I was fuck confused. The doctor's duty had to end. The doctor that was checking me the whole time, and the next doctor that had to come for the shift was my doctor, who was checking me the whole of 9 months. Like my personal doctor, that is a coincidence. So she's like, you want, we can wait, and if whichever doctor comes next, she can check whatever is best for you, she'll do that. And I was like, okay, because I had no other option. I was like, okay. I started praying the whole time. I was doing my part, Tanvir was also doing the part, and we were just requesting that I would not want to go for the C-section. Basically the reason was I didn't wanted any sort of cut on my body. So I was surprised to see my own doctor coming, but obviously that is not something that is good or bad, we don't know. She is a doctor, she's not my rishtedar, right? So when she came, she's like, hi, how are you, and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm good. So she's like, what is the situation like? She asked the nurse because she was checking, she was there the whole time. And then she told that this is the problem like, and the earlier doctor, she recommended for the C-section. So the current doctor, my doctor, she checked my cervix and she's like, you are 10 centimeters dilated already. You don't have to go for the C-section. We'll just quickly start pushing. And I was relieved. I was smiling. In fact, I was not smiling. I was crying with happiness. So that was the situation. The prayers worked and everything was good. So when she came, within an hour, I started pushing. So the nurse shift changed. So there was another nurse who came. So the doctor shift also changed and my personal doctor came in, and the nurse shift also changed after some time. And the second nurse which came in, she was so good. She was like a daima. I mean, she just came in, she asked the whole situation. What is the situation like? Because obviously they have to discuss what is the situation like, that they are taking the charge of another patient. She's taking the charge of this patient. Obviously the whole situation was explained to the nurse also. And when the nurse came in, she checked my tummy with her hands and she checked my feet. She just touched my feet and she's like, as per your body, your baby is coming little bigger in size. That is the problem that you are facing. That is why baby is not able to come down, and that is the problem, whatever it is like. So it is like a daima, it is like old wife tales. So she told me something like that, but she was such a good nurse. So the second shift that I got of the nurse and the doctor, they were amazing. They were angels that came into my life. So the push lasted for 30 minutes, I guess. And trust me, it's easy if you have the epidural. It is not, there's no pain. Obviously there's pressure and you have to deliver a baby, but it is much easier. Within few pushes, because you have to push, wait for a little time, and then you have to wait for a little time, then push again and stuff. So within 4 to 5 pushes, I think my baby was out. I mean, as soon as the baby was coming out, obviously doctor would know. They had put a bed sheet onto me, because once the baby would come out, they would put the baby on me. So that's what they did. They immediately put the baby on me. Oh my god, that feeling was amazing. You would definitely feel as soon as the baby comes out that there is something major chunk has come out of your belly. So that's something you would definitely feel. And as soon as the baby comes out, that sound of crying, oh my god, that is the most soothing sound you will ever hear. And they will put the baby on you. Initially in my 9 months of pregnancy, I was feeling वो blood में baby होगा, मैं अपने ऊपर नहीं रख पाऊंगी, मुझे घबराहट होगी and all of that. But trust me, you just want to hold your baby. During that time, as the baby was on me, my doctor, she started stitching down there, putting all the stitches and stuff. That's obviously you will not feel the pain, but you will feel that something is happening, and I am shit scared of stitches. I'm shit scared of any cuts. Even I cannot cut my nails through nail cutter. I would leave little bit of it. That is how I'm scared of the cuts. I cannot see any cuts on hands or body, okay? All the concentration was on the baby. I could not really, feel anything down there. Epidural is the main hero. Because of that only there is no pain. But otherwise also सारा ध्यान बच्चे पे होता है, तो नीचे तुम्हारा ध्यान होएगा ही नहीं. Then it will be like a regular checkup, like baby's weight check and baby's body check. Physically like fully check, and they would clean the baby and everything. So baby's weight was 3.3 kilos. When he was popped out. Obviously after all the checkup and everything is done, the cleaning is done, they'll give back me the baby and I can be with the baby. Oh, the feeling is so good. And I was so concerned because obviously I'm a first time mom and I had nobody around me, so I had to ask all the nurses and the doctors there, can I kiss my baby? And they started laughing. They're like, obviously it's yours, you can do whatever you want. Because I was like, maybe बेबी को भी किसी नहीं कर सकते हैं क्योंकि infection or something or newborn or something. I had no knowledge. Yeah. Then I had to stay there for 24 hours. Now let me tell you, why do I really have to stay there? Not because of me. It was because of the baby, because baby would be checked after a few hours. And the first thing that you have to do after delivery, that you cannot go alone in the washroom. The nurse would help you. She'll make you sit and everything for the pee, and also she'll give you the perineal bottle to clean down there, and she'll give you bigger pads to wear and everything because the blood start coming after you've delivered. The nurse will teach you how to breastfeed because you have to breastfeed the baby. She will teach you how to do the latching and everything. So that's one thing that will happen. But in my case, I did it for a good amount of time, but for me it was getting very difficult because I used to feel a lot of pain. Delivering the baby was not so painful, but breastfeeding the baby was way too painful. I used to shout, there were tears in my eyes. So she recommended us breast pump and she recommended us formula milk. I was really not into giving formula milk, so I'm not giving formula milk. I really wanted to give my own milk. So I have the breast pump that I got from the hospital. I know it is double the work, first breast pumping it, then feeding the baby. It is lot of work. It is hectic. But then it is not painful at least. And I'll tell you, whatever pain you'll feel through breast pump also, that will also reduce within few weeks. Within 1.5 weeks. And once that had happened, the breastfeeding and everything, then you will be shifted to a private ward. You will not be in the delivery private room, but a private ward. So I and Tanveer were shifted to a new room, new bed, and everything was all nice and pretty. So it was all in all a party happening. I mean, I was not feeling anything down there. The stitches pain was very less, like very less. Why? Because I've got the medicine also. She gave the hospital, the doctor gave me the medicine. So it was like a party that has happened in my labor. खाना आ रहा है, ब्रेकफास्ट लंच डिनर और बैठ के खाओ, एंजॉय करो, कैफेटेरिया, टिम हॉर्टन्स, ये वो, enjoy. You have the baby also, you have a family, so it's like a cozy movement. You're enjoying everything. So that's what we did. In between, the checking was done, like for the baby and everything, and just to check if the baby is doing fine or not. So baby was doing completely fine. Also they did the jaundice check and there was no jaundice, so thankfully everything was fine. Also during my pregnancy, we haven't told anyone, like no rishtedar, no friends, nobody knew about the whole situation, just my parents. So that is when we called. Once we were shifted to the private ward, we had called everybody and we told them the situation. This is how the situation is, and we have delivered the baby. So obviously the first thing what we did was, as soon as we did the video call, we showed the baby. So maze aa rahe the, everything was good, and that is when we told the whole family, the whole khandan and friends, and everybody was really happy. So this was my labor story. So guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys have had fun, and wait for the labor vlog.